Peace to all the divine primordial deities. This is the messenger. Now let's get into it. The Bible is a book of astrology, metaphysics, and esoteric knowledge of the human brain and body. But see, what blocks the understanding of Christian folks is the symbolic writings in that Bible. Now let's get deep. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is none other than your pineal gland, your pituitary gland, and your hypothalamus gland. The fire represents the trials that they had to go through in order to perfect themselves. What does fire do? It purifies you. It cleanses you. The story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is a phenomenon that occurs within the body, which is an alchemical process that has to take place. We're talking about the magnum opus, which is what is called the great work that has to occur within the body. That's why gold is considered divine, and is also considered one of the highest form of spiritual attainments, because the goal is to transform the 5 base metals inside of us into gold. And your pituitary and your hypothalamus gland and your pineal gland is your spiritual glands that connect you to the celestial realm. And these are the glands that must be activated and come online. Understand, us spiritual beings became fallen. And I talked about this before in one of my other videos, and I talk about it all the time. But when we became fallen and we technically died, because technically we're dead, and our job is to awaken and to resurrect God. That's the goal, right? And that's what the Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is all about. It's a resurrecting these glands in our brain, right? So that way we can attain supreme wisdom and become back gods. Because the only thing that exists down here is soul. Nothing else exists, okay? If you don't have a soul, you technically don't exist. Okay, so the only thing that is real that is in this matrix, what we call the underworld, or what the Egyptian Book of the Dead describes it as, the duet, nothing else exists but the soul. Okay, and that's why we're supposed to go through the fire, these trials, to come out victorious. This is a gigantic test. That's what you guys need to understand. This is the halls of Amenti, what we call the ultimate halls of mirrors. This is the realm of illusions, which is the upside down world. So this is what we call the realm of fire. You're going through the realm of fire. And it is all of these different trials that's going to activate these devices within you, okay, and activate your neuromelanin to activate the pineal, the pituitary gland, and your hypothalamus gland. These are your spiritual glands to awaken you so that way you can resurrect. Understand, the pineal gland is the seat of the soul. And the soul is not the only thing that went to sleep. Your job is to awaken the soul, all right? And by activating these 3 glands and getting them to come online and doing the great work, right? And the great work occurring within you, which is the alchemical process that has to take place, you're awakening up these spiritual glands in your chakra centers, okay, that went dormant. Understand, the halls of the Mente is the halls of ignorance. And so it is our goal to come up out of that phase of ignorance to reach the omega point, which is what they call the highest form of consciousness. So the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego is the story of you going through the fire and the trials, which is this big test, to resurrect the soul. Because keep in mind, the soul is God.